Greetings everyone and welcome. It's time once again for another episode of the Captain's Table, this being episode 8, the second season. To recap a bit of last week's episode, I had gotten a job offer and was basically waiting to hear from the company on when I was going to start, what day that was going to be. I was kind of hoping it was going to be this last week, but that was unfortunately not the case, as I didn't hear back from them formally until Friday morning. But the good news is, it looks like my schedule is going to be a Monday through Friday one. As for the rest of my week, I didn't do too much out and about. Did finally get back into playing some more World of Warships. And I've really been playing a lot of World of Warships, kind of to compensate for my lack of World of Warships in the last several days. Unfortunately, that has led to the result of several bad and frustrating battles where nothing seems to go right. You know, the ones where you find yourself quickly surrounded by the entirety of the enemy destroyer team. You know, the situations where they all decided to go to the same cap point and nobody on your team decided to push up and help you. Yeah, I've been running into a bunch of those. That and battleship campers that would love nothing more than to hide behind an island and not actually go up and cap or help support. That and a lot of premium battleship players firing nothing but high explosive. Very, very annoying games. Otherwise, my week was pretty normal for a week off anyway. Didn't really have an opportunity to leave the house as I had to go get my tires rotated. Well, tires on my dad's car rotated. And signed myself up for a Costco membership. So finally, I can go down and go to Costco, get gas, and not need to drag one of my parental units along with me. Now, am looking forward to next week. Next week I start my new job starting on Monday at 9 a.m. That's mostly just going to be because I have a lot of paperwork and new hire training to do, which is kind of what I expected to do at my last new job. But that didn't happen, and we know how that ended up going. So this new job has got paperwork and new hire training and probably familiarization with the property straight up, since I didn't have a tour of the property. I don't know where anything's at. I haven't even met the supervisor yet. So I don't expect to be thrown in on the first day, but just in case, I am going to bring my tools with me and make sure that I have them in place. Now, there is one minor concern that I have, and I'm not sure what the situation is, but I'm sure I'd be able to very easily rectify it, is that they want a copy of my driving insurance, my insurance for my automobile. Well, since I don't own a car, I don't have insurance, which is kind of an interesting situation to be in. I can very easily get driver's insurance that's non-vehicle ownership. I might actually end up doing that depending on the length of time until I have, you know, formally secured the vehicle, transferred it over and everything to me. And if my new job is going to be, you know, absolute on that requirement, then I can do that. Otherwise, the vehicle that I have has insurance on it. It's through my dad. It's part of the vehicle, and it is technically, you know, in the family. The only other thing that I have to deal with at some point before the end of the month is figuring out where I'm going to come up with about $500 additional dollars. Because, well, for the last 4 weeks, I have filed for unemployment with the state of Washington, and for the last 4 weeks, it has simply stated that my claim has been active. Got a letter from them letting me know that my claim was active and approved. When I actually got a job and submitted my start date, got another letter saying that my standby status was approved, but I have not, in the last 4 weeks, received a single dime of the supposed benefits that I qualify for. So I need to figure out who to call, who to yell at, who to email in order to determine whether or not they're actually going to pay me, because I filed all 4 weeks and haven't gotten anything, and I really do need it. Hell, just 2 weeks of pay would be fine, because that would cover it. Now, the covering issue here mostly comes down to the fact that I have a credit card bill due that is a requirement to pay, and I have a utility bill, but that can be pushed off just a little bit. But I have rent at the beginning of the month, and even with a full week of pay from the new job, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to cover that expense difference. Although, looking at it, I'm starting on the 19th. The 30th is a Friday, so technically I don't have to pay my rent until the 2nd, which is Monday. And assuming I land on the 2nd week in the pay period, then theoretically I'd get paid on that Friday and I could cover it. Otherwise, I have a really big problem. Basically, if I don't land at the end of the pay period, if the pay period is starting on that Monday or that Sunday, the 18th or the 19th, and I have to go all the way through both of those weeks, I mean, I won't be getting paid until the 6th of April. And that is a little bit too late, and at this point, I don't think my landlord is really in an agreeable position to let me extend out a few days. I could theoretically write the check on Monday and hope it doesn't get cashed or deposited until that Friday, and, you know, theoretically it won't, but I don't want to deal with the consequences of the check bouncing, if that's the case. I am pretty sure that my dad will assist me if I ask him, if I tell him the situation. But, yeah, I'm kind of in an interesting situation right here. Then again, my landlord and I are not on the most agreeable terms anyway, given their little, we forgot to give you a renewal, and then here's your renewal, and it's a $160 increase with less than 60 days notice, which is a violation of renters laws in the city. So, you know, they came back and gave me an extra month, so almost 3 full months, but technically my lease ends on the 31st. I mean, paperwork-wise, if we go back and look at it. So I might, you know, just tell them to go for themselves. And very quickly and very rapidly find a new place to live. But we will see what the situation is. I'm not going to go out on that level yet. Don't want to ruin things until I have somewhere to live, preferably. Already lined up to go. And then, of course, at the end of the month, that 30th, 31st, and 1st is the local anime convention. And while I am technically signed up and, you know, expected to work, at least I've told everybody I was available, I may actually have to tell them I can't make it. See, the problem is, not that I don't want to go, it's just, it really does fall at a very inopportune time. And given that I'm starting a brand new job right off the bat, and I'm really in a money crunch, I can't really take a day off. Which means I can't take that Friday off. So I miss a day. Now, if my schedule is Monday through Friday, I could theoretically still work the convention, because there's a requirement for volunteers who are not managers, because managers are basically working all the time. With the exception of managers, all other volunteers have to put in 16 hours of volunteer time to basically qualify to continue to come back. And if my schedule is a Monday through Friday, then I could do Saturday, Sunday. But that's a full 8 hours both of those days. You know, 2 weeks, coming in basically 2 weeks after starting a new job, where I'm probably going to be tired and frustrated. If my schedule is Tuesday through Saturday, then that's equally, well, that's even worse, because that means I would only have 1 day available, and I can't possibly put 16 hours into 1 day, as it would only be Sunday, and the cons, well, my department is only open for 8 hours that day. The dilemmas that exist here. The situation at hand. However, I am confident that I should be able to weather any kind of storm that may come down. I do have the resources available. I just need to be motivated to go put them into action. Now, to end this episode of the Captain's Table, I'm going to let you in on the situation that's been happening on your screen here. This is a battle that I played in World of Warships a few days ago in the Richelieu, where I managed to secure a first blood on the enemy CV with 4 citadels at max range. The friendly aircraft carrier, if you've been paying attention to the chat, has gotten quite salty with me. So salty, in fact, that he's refusing to use his aircraft to drop on any of the ships that are shooting at me. Well, tough shit for him. Not only did I survive the battle, but I was top of the team for XP earned. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you've got any words of encouragement or words of wisdom, or are familiar with the Washington State unemployment system and who I need to contact and how to do that to get my money, leave a comment down below and let me know. Or you can always send me a private message or an email. If you'd like to help support me in the channel, please do so by becoming my supporter on Patreon. You can find the links for those down in the video description below, and as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.